Hey guys, Kirk here from Rampart Gear. Today I'm doing one of my knife reviews outside. So you may end up hearing bird sounds or car sounds or whatever it may be. But I'm outside and I wanted to show you one of my knives that I've had for a little while but I've never done a review on. And that's a Hinderer XM24. Now, this is the first Hinderer knife that I've ever owned. I've owned some of the ZT production knives, but I've never owned an actual Hinderer itself. And I know that they make the XM24, they make the XM18 3-inch and 3.5-inch. What I really wanted to do is kind of show you a comparison between this XM24 and my Strider SMF, and this is an NSN model. And also just kind of show you on the side this S&G in relationship to what they all look like. What makes the XM24 different than the Strider SMF? Well, let's go through and just talk about some of its characteristics. The XM24 is a right-hand carry knife only. It can be either carried with tip up or tip down. You have this filler tab that you can actually go through and replace to move the pocket clip facing this direction so that you have tip down carry. This also has the Hinderer, the man who originated the actual over travel disc. So you see the disc here. This particular model is stone washed. It has a really very nice smooth finish. Has the Hinderer name, the logo on the actual lock side of the blade like this. It has really unique jimping on the top of the spine of the blade. It has it on the back of, following all the way down the frame like this. And the centering is perfect, just perfect centering on it. This model happens to be the flipper model. So it has this little tab or tang that sticks out so that you can flip the knife if you want to. Now I believe that these both stop, I don't know if it has an internal stop pin or if it stops on the frame similar to the Strider, but it looks like it does. So when the blade is completely open, it actually stops. It looks like on the frame. This is what's called the Spanto grind. So the Spanto grind is both kind of a spear point with a tanto tip. I believe that's what it stands for. I could be wrong. So this looks like this is called the Spanto grind. Now this knife does not have any type of Hinderer markings on the blade. As you see, so this is kind of a sterile blade. And there's even jimping on the flipper itself here, jimping on the top, and it can be held in two positions. So if you're holding the knife, if you're needing a little bit more, do a little bit harder task, you can hold it here. But you can also, similar to the Strider, you can actually reach up in this choil and do really fine work that you need to, like that. So one of the things that I saw after having both of these knives and looking at the Strider SMF and then also looking at the XM24 is I think the XM24 to me is all the great attributes of a Strider, how thick and how overbuilt and just how well it's made as far as just heavy construction. And then if I was to compare it, the smoothness and the fit and finish to say a Chris Reeve knife like an Umnumzon or something like that, or a Sebenza, this to me is kind of an amalgamation of both of those. So you have the stoutness of the Strider and the somewhat the elegance of the Chris Reeve knives. So they're both very, very nice knives, but let's take a look at it in comparison between how they seem a little bit different. The Strider has right-hand side tip-up carry only. The Hinderer can be both top or bottom like that. They both have a similar type of lock, but they both use, Striders use the Rick Hinderer over travel disc like this. They apparently seem to both use the frame stop for their stop pins. The Strider uses a kind of an oval-shaped opening hole, whereas the Hinderer uses either a flipper or the non-flipper model uses the thumb stud to open it. The Strider has the finger choil, and you can hold it in both positions like you can the Hinderer. They both have heavy construction as far as either in the titanium frame side, big heavy screws. They're both similar even in their thickness of the titanium and the blade thickness as well. These two models both happen to be black as far as in their G10 scales, like this. And they use oversized pivots, big strong pivots. And even their lock is similar, although this has the older style of Strider lock. So these are both very well made knives. I'm very, very pleased with both of them. Now, when you look at this compared to the Strider S&G, you can really see the size difference between the S&G and the XM24. One is considerably larger than the other, like this. I think the XM18 18, like 3.5 or 3, or about, I guess the 18 would be closer to what the SNG is. These are two of my favorite knives. They're both beautiful, beautiful, well-made knives. So I think my next purchase or trade or something might have to be to get a XM18 3.5. I've been so pleased with this one, and I actually sent the knife back. Let me give one kind of a shout out to Hinderer. I sent this knife in to have it resharpened and just kind of tuned up, and they did a beautiful job. The knife is razor sharp, and the turnaround was very, very fast. So I was very, very pleased with the customer service. And Rob Orlando kept emailing me back and was very quick about responding to me. And so thank you, Rob. You guys did a great job. All right, guys, I just want to show you kind of an overview of the XM24. I hope you like it, and thanks for all the subs. Thanks for viewing my videos. I really do appreciate it. Take care.